Hi there, a very good morning and good afternoon to all of you, depending on wherever you're watching me. This is Simply Stocks, and I'm live in this live session with you uh, on this Sunday afternoon, slightly late than what I promised. Was arranging in a different room, so that's why I came out slightly late. So today I'll discuss about one of the stocks, and you would have seen my thumbnail as to which stock I'm going to talk about. So basically, I'm going to talk about IRCTC and how are the valuations and where it is headed, etc. I was looking at their EPS numbers, etc. Plus, we'll answer your queries, a lot of queries. So hopefully, this will be a very good 30-minute session that we will be having. So let more people join in. First of all, thanks a lot for all those who have joined as members on YouTube. Around 50 members we have. Uh, you can always join. So always everyone wanted that one should be having a YouTube membership. I have opened that up and hopefully more people join in, and I'm expecting more to join in. So kindly hit that join button and become a member. You'll get all the benefits of the Patreon members. Plus, you'll get four exclusive live sessions. One of them just took place on Friday. Less people came in, so I did not venture to do a comprehensive session. And hopefully, from next Friday onwards, more people join in. There was some glitch in the Friday session, so we'll rectify that. So join on YouTube if you're not able to join on Patreon, now which a lot of members are unable to. So kindly join there. The Patreon thing will get resolved uh, probably in a month's time, probably from November onwards. Things will be better. I've received feedback from the company from Patreon, and they're saying that they are working on this factor of the new RBI norms, and hopefully in a few days this will be rectified. So from November onwards, things should get going on Patreon as well. But at the moment, if you don't have a credit card at all, or a foreign credit card, etc., that is valid for Patreon, you can always join on YouTube. You'll get the same benefits. So hopefully in the next couple of minutes, more people will join in and I'll discuss about IRCTC in detail. About the markets, it is again moving higher and it looks like 18,000 will also be taken out. Uh, had a very detailed discussion with my friend here in Dehradun, along with me. We both analyze stocks, etc. So in markets, divergence views are always welcomed, and that is what exactly happened. So I am of the view is that if you have a 3 4 year time frame, do not sell anything. If you cannot buy at these levels, do not buy, do not sell, just sit on the stocks you're having. And even if they fall 20 30%, even if a decline comes, there'll always be a recovery, and after 4 years the market will be a lot higher, maybe double from these levels, close to double from these levels. His opinion is that at around 18,000, 20,000, there's a lot of fraud. So people can take some money off and then wait for declines to buy the same stocks at lower levels, and the difference would be your profit. Uh, I go by both. The only problem with the other way around is that you have to be extremely sure as to what exactly is the top, and where to buy at the bottom, or where could be the bottom, or when the market is going to fall. In my opinion, it is extremely hard to time. Although you can do it, but it's extremely hard to time the entry. You can always exit. So 7,500 to 18,000, yes, you can exit at 18,000. Then you have some left, you can exit at 19,000. In a staggered manner, you can exit everything by 20,000 or 21,000, agreed. But then when do you enter? That was the you can say the core of the debate. And in my opinion, it is extremely difficult as to when to enter. Once you enter, it is very difficult to sell, even if the stock go down, because your analysis is that the stock will perform well in the long run. So the crux of the matter ended up was that if we sell the same stocks and we are going to buy them at lower levels, what if they don't fall? What if they fall uh, more than we anticipate, and we buy, and the stock keep falling, etc., etc. So if you have the stocks at lower levels, if you're making 80, 90, 100%, 200% in stocks, it's better to navigate through the fall, any fall that comes around. I'm pretty confident that a 20-22% fall in the market would come around, but one has to navigate through that in order to make big money. And to make big money, you have to navigate through a couple of huge falls even after the 2020 fall. So I believe in the next 5 years we'll at least see two declines in the market of more than 20%, in which everybody will be scared, and then the recovery will take place by itself. And the lull would be for few months at most. So that's my call. My friend's call was that, if what if the fall take place and the recovery doesn't happen for 2 years, 3 years, then so that is hard luck. I don't see that happening. I do see a fall happening in the near term. I don't know when, but I want your opinion on that, and kindly do write in the comment box. I do go through them. As to what do you feel, whether a fall is going to happen in the next 2-3 months. Second is whether after the fall the market is going to recover very quickly, or it's going to be a protracted 2 year bear market, just like we had a bear market in the mid and small cap between 2018 and 2020. Are we going to face that again, or is there going to be a 2 year lull in the whole market, be it large, mid, or small cap, and the asset classes all across the board? Because that is also one notion, that Bitcoin markets, real estate, etc., everything is going to fall. Maybe gold is going to do decently well, and other asset classes may not do well. So would love to hear from you, and would read your comments later on, maybe by tomorrow or so. I'll have a number of comments to read through. All right, now talking about IRCTC. So a lot of queries, came in with respect to IRCTC when it was touching 4,000, then 4,500, then 4,900, and across YouTube, across Patreon, I had those queries. A disclaimer: I have the stock. I increased my holding in the stock, and those just recently I increased my holding. Few you can say days back, weeks back. Those who are on YouTube as premium members are able to see my portfolio. Those who are on Patreon are able to see my portfolio. $10 members, so they would be knowing as to when I increased my holding, etc. The reason I increased my holding at that point of time is that there is a long way to go for this platform. The market cap of the company is around 75,000 crores to 78,000 crores. Uh, it came in and it had a market cap of around 18 or 17,000 crores, even less than that, around 14,000 crores when the 2020 fall happened. So it has been a five bagger from there. Uh, my point is that there is a long way to go. Why? Because this platform is a monopoly in itself. All ticketing, ticket booking, everything, although from other sites also goes through IRCTC's site, and they get revenues from it. Plus, they are having their own food products on rail, etc. And the biggest point of all is the EPS estimates that I have. So you have to take a long breath and understand this, but I believe that FY23 EPS would be 100 rupees. Yes, I believe that in 1.5 years' time, it's going to clock an EPS close to 100 rupees. Based on that, at around 4,500, 4,600, it is not expensive. It usually trades at around 70 times, and so the fair value of the stock is around 7,000, around 6,500 to 7,000. uh, and I have maintained that earlier also. So when I gave a call on this on Patreon around 2,000 rupees, that the stock should go to 5,000, because it should trade at 70 times and current earnings should be 70 rupees. So that was my call. It has played out well. I believe 7,000 is coming, and it depends on what sort of numbers, or what sort of numbers IRCTC ends up putting up in the next 2 quarters, and these estimates of FY23, FY24 numbers should change. So FY24 should be closer to 130 rupees, FY23 should be closer to 100 rupees, and FY22, which is this year, should be closer to 70 rupees, 75 rupees. I think 75 rupees EPS will be there. So again, 75 rupees will not come because of the pandemic situation. But what I'm taking into account is that if everything normalizes just like 2018 and 19, this was growing at 100%, nearly 70%, 60-70%. What I'm taking estimate is around 30 to 35% profit or EPS growth. Even taking that into consideration, we are seeing 135 rupees EPS for FY24. So we have a long way to go here. FY22 is just about upon us. Maybe this will consolidate for a month and a half. We'll be closer to December then, or later November. We'll have the results of this quarter, which will be much better than last year's this quarter. And things might not move up immediately, but from December onwards, people will look at FY23. And I believe that if we just extrapolate the numbers of around 34 rupees in FY19 and keep on doing that on that basis, that was about to come out with an EPS of around 50 rupees for FY20 and an EPS of around 75 rupees. So 56 rupees for FY20 was expected. 34 rupees was the EPS for FY19, and 17 or 19 rupees was the EPS for FY18. So I'm just taking that into consideration that the growth has been phenomenal. It's over 60-70%. I'm just taking 35%. So 19 became 33. 33 was to become 50 or 55, and from 55 it should have been around 75. 75 by this year, and FY22, sorry, 75 by FY22, which is this year, then this financial year, and FY23 will be closer to 100 rupees, and then going further, 130 to 135 rupees is expected for FY24. I have a 3-year view in this stock, and I will not be surprised at all for the stock to trade closer to 10,000, around 10,000 or greater than 10,000 by, or you can say, in 3 years' time. In 3 years' time, I see the stock doubling from here. 4,800 is the price. I see the stock going up by 120, 130%, even from these numbers. That is not to say the stock will not fall. So now coming to the second point, where is the stock headed from in the short run? So in the long run, by 2024, I see the stock beyond 10,000. In the short term, in my opinion, the stock is headed closer to 4,000. I think we could have made a top on Friday at 4,966 or 4,960, whatever that level was around that. I think 5,000 will be very difficult to take out. And I think 4,039.50 is coming, maybe 4,100, something like that is coming. And then quick recovery to 4,300. The stock may trade between 4,200 to 4,400 for 4 5 weeks, 6 weeks, and then you will see that breakout that I'm talking about, which could take the stock even to 7,000. So this will take about 3 months for the stock to reach 7,000 from here, but it will be an interesting journey. I think by January or so, will be very much closer to 6,500 or 7,000 on the stock, but in the short run we could see 4,000, and that would be a buying opportunity. So probably after split we will see IRCTC closer to 800 rupees, that is 4,000 rupees if pre-split you take it, and that would be a huge buying opportunity. I think 3,700 or so is a strong support, which means around 750, 740 the stock may just bottom out with that correction, and we will see a huge move after that. So all said and done, I believe that there is still a lot of steam left in the stock. There is still at least a 70% move that is possible from these levels, not 70 but 60% move possible from these levels in the next 3 years. So that doesn't sound great because that is 17% CAGR. So what you need to do is wait for a 20% decline closer to 4,000. You go ahead and buy from 4,000 to 6,800 is a good 70% upside with little downside over 2.5 years. So probably just take some profits off. That's what I'm saying, that at these valuations, IRCTC is expensive, but over a period of time, you will see that the valuations will catch up, and this should have an EPS of closer to 100 rupees by FY23. All right, so I'm ready to answer your queries. Kindly use the super chat, super sticker feature that will help in grow the channel. That will help you also ask me questions and eke out answers in greater detail. I'm new to market. When should I enter in IRCTC? I think closer to 4,000 would be better. 4,000 to 3,800, those will be very good levels to enter IRCTC. Work hard is a complete avoid. Do not buy into that one. So it's an avoid. Ultratech can give you around 30% in the next 5 to 6 months. Even from these levels, there has been a decline, but there's a good chance 25-30% upside is possible in Ultratech. So Dixon, in my opinion, is headed towards 7,000. The way it is breaking out from those highs of 5,100, 5,200. Once it takes out 6,000, I think we are looking at 7,000, 7,300 on Dixon. It will take 6 months probably to reach there. Mindtree is a good stock to hold. If you have it from lower levels, if you are in profit, hold on to the stock. Next 6 months could be good for IT, and we are seeing the numbers. The numbers look good from the large cap IT space. So I think Mindtree should do well. BCG Group is also decent, but there are other companies that you can invest into rather than a BCG group itself. Mahanagar Gas is good for long term. It's like a portfolio stock with good dividend yield. You can buy at these levels. SBI Life is again a portfolio stock, can do extremely well. Life insurance should do well. So hold on. Okay. CAMS at around 3,000, I think it is. It is decently placed. 2,800, 2,900 if it is there. Very good levels to accumulate. In fact, some of the IT companies and many of the pharmaceutical companies are at very reasonable valuations to accumulate from a 2 years perspective. Thanks for your contribution. View on Make Money, Finecam, and MOL. I think avoid both. That's my call. In fact, in most of the chemical companies, I would not recommend buying now after such a huge move. Yes, on major market declines, then you can look at these stocks. Tata Elxsi looks set to just continue its journey. I think next level is around 7,200, 7,500. It is beyond six. I think you can buy more around 6,000 with a stop loss of 5,500. Info Edge may consolidate now. The move has already happened, a lot of moves. So just consolidate between 6,200 to 6,800. On these consolidation for 2-3 weeks, then you can buy the stock. Tata Power looks like headed higher to 210 to 15 levels from current levels. Shravan, Lupin, in my opinion, is something that you have to then patiently hold. You cannot just think that in the short run it's going to make a lot of money for you now. You can take your decision on that. Okay, SHIL to me looks still very much undervalued at 420, 425. I think it is a 600 rupees stock at least. Any level at current levels you can buy. At declines to 400 you can buy. Once it starts moving, it can move big. Kilpest had a move a little bit. I think it's going to consolidate between 450 on the downside to 550 on the upside. That 100-point range, I think it's going to keep consolidating, and later on will show a breakout. Dalmia Bharat current levels is a buy. I believe that around 2,000, 2,100, very good buy. There's strong support in Dalmia Bharat. Nestle at current levels is a buy rather than a sell after the move it has taken. Maybe 18,500, 600. You can buy more of Nestle. Right. GNA XL is good. I won't be able to comment on the other stock, but GNA XL is good from long term point of view. I think Lotus Lab is bottomed out at 580, 590. I think the next target here is around 680 on Lotus Lab at the moment. L&T Infotech is a decent company to buy. I think around 6,000 would be better to buy something like an L&T Infotech. IGL may just consolidate rather than go up immediately. It won't fall a lot, but I think 540, 550 could be very good levels to buy if it falls to those levels. Amtartech, very, very decent company from a long term point of view, very unique. Right. I think but Tata Motors is slightly expensive. Any 10 to 15%, 20% decline is where you should buy. You should not just rush to buy into something like a Tata Motors now at these valuations. All right, guys. Thank you. Thanks a lot for being online, and hopefully, we'll be online again on Thursday. Do take care of yourself and kindly do subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell icon so you can get my videos straight away when I post it. And kindly subscribe to Patreon if you're not able to do that. Kindly do hit the join button and join on YouTube. Thank you.